I was first diagnosed with MS 20 years ago,
Yeah.
just before my 21st birthday. My eye went wrong, and it just, the colours went funny in it. And then I had a really bad headache for a week. And then I got battered between doctors and opticians saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. And I was saying, well, I still can't see right, so there is something wrong. And a retired old mate of my mum's said, yeah, well, I think I'm an ophthalmologist and I think you should go to Addenbrooke's after having done these tests. So I went to Addenbrooke's, got diagnosed, and yeah, and I chose to stall my life somewhat. It became a bit all-consuming. There were some other things. I wasn't especially happy, and this became something that I could kind of focus on, and so I did, to the point where I didn't especially focus on other things. About 10 years after being diagnosed, in those first 10 years, I had a few bits go wrong, but on the whole, it was kind of a walk in the park. Kind of half face stopped working, but that didn't really get in the way. I mean, I was still going into work and stuff, but I got to wear an eye patch. That was quite exciting, and it made good conversation when I went on holiday to Cornwall, because I could pretend to be a pirate. But it's mainly kind of tiredness, I think, nowadays, and walking is becoming quite tricky. But on the whole, yeah, I think I'm definitely in a better headspace now than I was at first. It's taken quite a long time, and I'm sure there's still better places to reach, but it's all about reaching it, isn't it? Trying. Having MS, I'm not about to say, no, I really love MS, because that would make me quite sick. But the one thing, I was talking earlier, the one thing that having MS has done has given me a reminder every day of what's important, and quite a lot of stuff isn't important, really. Oxygen therapy is something that I'm finding is kind of useful. It's not a game changer, it hasn't cured anything, but it's a bit like, it's kind of like the difference between going out on a grey day and going out on a sunny blue sky day. You feel an awful lot better on the blue sky day, but there's nothing that you can measure to say why you feel that much better, but you do. And having oxygen, going down in a hyperbaric chamber and going down to the equivalent depth of 33 feet, you breathe oxygen at that depth, and oxygen saturates your cells and tissues and does a bit of healing. And I do acupuncture here and there now and then, which kind of helps, because it helps to feel a bit better. The NHS, on the whole, they're winning if you're not dying, and so feeling a bit better doesn't really come into their remit. It seems to be starting to a bit, and they're starting to address the fact that, you know, it's quite stressful at hospital, and stress really isn't very good. Stress is another thing that constricts blood flow, and so I guess that's another part of why meditation works, because it reduces stress, and so it keeps kind of everything, you know, flowing about as it should do. Everything takes a bit longer, and it actually gets quite tiring to do stuff as well. But if you choose what's important, then you can conserve your energy, and you can forget about, you know, all the things that you can't do, and focus on the things that you can. No one's going to give you anything, so you have to kind of make the effort to find out, okay, well, what is going to help my situation. The internet is a bit scary, because there are an awful lot of people who have an awful lot of opinions, and some of them, yeah, quite noisy. ultimately, the most important bit is you can feel like you're doing something, and you can feel in control of something. You can feel in control of something.
Yeah.
And with MS, quite often you can not feel in control. And so these are all coping mechanisms. This is what I do to get up every morning and go to bed at night. I mean, I talked about the internet can be a kind of a scary thing because you've got lots of people having opinions, but it's also got support groups, which is fantastic because with MS, on the whole, most people after a certain amount of time are going to have less mobility than they did to begin with. Having an invisible illness, I think, gives you more empathy, and I think telling people or inviting people to find out about something else is good for everyone, and I'd like to stamp my feet and make sure they don't get overlooked.